Welcome to a Film Rescue Show quickie for YouTube and other things. I don't know, maybe these will just be on YouTube. We'll find out. This is a pilot, and today I'm joined by Jesse.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Ghost in the Shell very briefly because, oh boy.
Yeah. Specifically the 2017 remake of Ghost in the Shell.
Yes, the live action
The
Ghost in the
racist
Shell.
one.
Yes, so... So my main positive is this could have been a very good-looking movie.
Yeah.
The CGI works. Some of the action beats are cool. The fact that it's PG-13 really kneecaps it.
Yeah, for anybody that's ever seen the original anime, it is very graphic and very R-rated.
Yes.
There's lots of violence, lots of swearing, lots of gore, lots of nudity, and they excised all of that in favor of PG-13.
Yeah.
Probably due to budget.
Yeah, due to budget, due to trying to do a wider release, I guess, to make it more generally applicable. I know this had a big international release as well, so maybe that was part of it. I don't know, but artistically, it does nothing but hurt the movie. My major issue throughout watching, beyond it's like, I wanted to say that it's kind of a worn-out story, because it is, but also the first Ghost in the Shell kind of was the genesis for these kind of stories, so
yeah.
I didn't want to count that against it. However, they didn't really do anything new with it to prove that they earned it.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest negative, was I knew exactly what was going to happen scene to scene. There was nothing surprising. And it's not a shot-for-shot remake either, so something should have shocked me.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the film is that ultimately all this stuff has sort of been cherry-picked by other better stories at this point.
Yeah.
So you can't really go back and just do a complete readaptation of it. It's like everyone's already seen all this stuff already, so you got to do something new. They didn't really do anything new. And in many places, this is actually almost shot-for-shot from the original anime.
Right.
There are entire sequences pulled from the original anime, but it also highlights the big negative, which is the color palette.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. This movie is very, very visually dark compared to the anime, which is very bright and colorful. Even at night, it's like very, very bright and colorful.
Exactly. I mean, anime at this time, you had things like Akira, things like this, and they were really pushing what, like, a beautiful image could be, and this movie did not a lot to live up to that, especially if you're going to have a mostly CG film. You have an opportunity to boost all this stuff in post. There's no reason why it can't.
Yeah, unless this was the decision that they wanted, and when the film came out, that's what they got.
Yeah. It kind of bombed out too. It barely made any money, and it had a big advertising budget. So this was probably listed as a flop for them, even though it made, I think, like $50 million profit. But
yeah, the other big problem, of course, is the inherent whitewashing in the film.
Yes,
this was a big point of contention, and guess what? They're not wrong. This movie is pretty racist.
Hey, lampshading the racism of your casting by saying, no, it's an Asian brain in a white body, not the right move, guys.
No, that's even worse, because it basically says, oh, all an Asian person wants to be is a white person. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, that was no bueno.
Like, there are hundreds of Asian actresses you could actually cast, and they went with Scarlett Johansson. Like, I think you said on another episode, how bad is her agent?
Oh, just tone deaf. How absolutely tone deaf is that agent to be like, oh yes, a anime adaptation being shot in a alternate version of Japan. My white actress Scarlett Johansson's the right one for this job.
I really hate these American remakes where every other secondary character is Asian, but all the main cast are white.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand that shit. Just make it with Asian actors. And shoot one cut in English and another cut in Japanese.
So easy.
It's the easiest fix.
And when you have like these really amazing Asian actors filling up secondary roles, like Takashi Kitano as the chief, he looked the most anime of any of these characters, I think.
Oh yeah. I think that I remember. I think it was JD mentioned just recently. Karen Fukuhara, who plays the female on The Boys, and that's not racist to say that or misogynist to say that. The character is literally named the female on The Boys. She was also Katana in Suicide Squad. Great choice right there. And what was the choice you had the other night?
Park So-dam or Sodam, I'm not sure pronunciation there, from Parasite. She would also, with the Majors haircut, that would be a crisp casting.
Yeah. The movie needs a massive recast and a massive boost to the color palette.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think maybe in these quickies we'll do like a singular nitpick. My biggest nitpick was having Michael Carmen Pitt. He was Kuze, the antagonist in air quotes of the film. So he was in the remake of damn it! I should have put a note down for this. With the home invasion story.
Funny Games.
Funny Games, yes. He was just the best villain in that, and he was so bad in this. I did not care about that villain character at all. Oh my God, that's my big nitpick. Is just he did nothing to make me care. And then when there's a redemption arc for him at the end, again, it's a racist casting. His name's Hideo. He's an Asian character, and his brain was put into this white guy's body. And it's like, you double down on your issue.
Yeah, and it's also the screenplay is also incredibly flat and dull. The movie doesn't really have it has no energy to it at all. This is clearly like people getting paid to do it for just to do it rather than put emphasis or enthusiasm into it. Like, one of the writers on this is Aaron Kruger, who did all of the sequel Transformers films.
Oh Lord, that's my antagonist right there.
Yeah, like, oh God, it really just needs a massive overhaul on the script, the casting, the cinematography, and definitely a different director, because this guy, he's only done one other movie, and it's Snow White and the Huntsman.
Which feels oddly very similar to this movie in that it's like PG-13 action light with a lot of big names in a weird setting. Like, I guess he's got a thing going now. I don't know, but I don't like it.
I guess.
Jesse, how would we fix this movie? What are the quick pitches to make this movie better?
Quick pitches to make this movie better. Well, number one, not racist. That's the one thing. So, big casting change. We've pitched our choices. Karen Fukuhara is who I have, and you had, who was it?
Park So-Dam.
Park So-Dam. Make it more colorful. Get a cinematographer that has a sense of style to him. Maybe Jeff Cronenworth.
Interesting.
That's Jordan Cronenworth's son. He's worked a lot with David Fincher. He can make really good visual style. Has a very interesting visual style to his aesthetic.
Sure.
The choice I have for director, Denis Villeneuve.
Yep.
Like, just right there. That Denis Villeneuve, and I think Nicholas Winding Refn we threw around as well, because his films are very colorful because he's colorblind. So he has to crank up the volume to an extreme degree.
Well, and look at you dropped the artwork in the Discord. All of the artwork around this movie is just saturated and gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then I dropped a screenshot of the Neon City, an overhead shot, and it's gray. Like, it's...
Yeah, it's gray,
it's so
gray.
flat.
There was a weird time frame in film where it was like, during the Obama administration, this is weird, a lot of movies that were meant to be action films or science fiction films had this gray palette to them, and I'm just like, why? Like, why is everything gray? Like, it's the result of, like, Man of Steel, Star Trek Into Darkness. They're trying to recapture that post 9/11 style to it, and they're trying to incorporate that in current day film, and as if, like, 9/11 is, like, ancient history. It's like, guys, this is a sci-fi film about political control in Tokyo.
Right.
There's no correlation between 9/11 and this.
Exactly.
I mean, this is completely the wrong place for this crap.
And the fact that this went on to inspire things like The Matrix almost directly, and many different...
This is cyberpunk to the nth degree.
Exactly. And so that's your opportunity to play up those tropes. And instead, this movie tries to, like, play it down into another Villeneuve movie, Sicario. It was going for that, like, almost ultra-realistic kind of feel to it, like she's a government agent and the technology just gets backseated the whole time.
Yeah, but wrong place for this, guys.
Exactly. Do the other one.
This needed to be more like the anime. Like, live action anime is possible. We've seen it before. Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
That is live action anime. you crank up, or even like the Crank movies, you crank that pacing hard. You make it fast and frenetic. Like, this really should have had much more of a unique style. I mean, I know that Denis Villeneuve typically does like long takes, long static shots, things kind of like entering and exiting the frame. It's sort of like it's intentionally meant to be lethargic, but yeah, I'm sure if you sat him down and made him watch the anime, he would go, "Oh yeah, I could do that." Like, change up his style, or like Run Lola Run. Tom Tickwer's style, most of his movies, they're very long and kind of slow paced. Run Lola Run is very frenetic.
Yep.
A director can change their style if they're given the right tools to do it and they have the inspiration to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like, he did Blade Runner 2049, and I really like that film. Problems that I have with it, it's still probably one of the best films I saw in 2017, which also, that came out the same year as this.
Yep.
2017. You compare these two movies, like, Blade Runner looks fucking incredible. It's amazing to look at. It's gorgeous. It's even though it's like 2.5 hours, it's almost 3 hours, actually. Even though it's long and it's slow, it's entertaining because it's visually impressive. If you maybe watch this Ghost in the Shell and it was 2 hours and 40 minutes, I would be so fast asleep.
Oh, absolutely.
This movie dragged so much, and it's not even 2 hours.
It like telegraphs all the twists, if you want to call it that, coming. You know who all the villain characters are going to be. You know everything that's going to happen. You've heard this before. It's Jason Bourne in Equilibrium. It's, just all of these things that got amalgamated out into other better things, trying to rodeo them back into this setting. It does not execute on, even down to the action. Compare the end of Blade Runner 2049 to the action in this. In this, they cut on impact. You never see someone get punched. You see the effect, or you see the wind-up. You never see the impact. Whereas Blade Runner 2049, you follow a punch through, and then it cuts. So you're getting all that visceral impact. Because she's, laying people out in this movie, and at no point does it ever look realistic or visceral or like action. It just looks like I'm blinking every time something cool happens, and so it gives this really anticlimactic feeling to any action that happens, and there's not a lot of it in this action movie.
Yeah, there's an episode of Every Frame a Painting that's about Jackie Chan's movies, and the way he would do his action cuts is that he would do he would show the punch about to hit, and then you would cut to the next shot, and it's about 2 or 3 frames behind that, so that way your brain has time to catch up to the impact.
Exactly.
So it looks like one full motion as opposed to cutting too quickly and it looks kind of herky-jerky and chopped up. In this case, that's what happened with this movie. It feels like it's been chopped up to hell, gotten down to a below 2-hour runtime so they can shove it into a theater so that way you can get more runtimes in a theater.
Right. Yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah, it's a film that feels like it was over-tightened in order to get its pacing up, but it doesn't help because the movie is so dull.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could never save this with the current footage you have.
No, yeah, it's wound so tight, honestly, even just to cut out the stuff that is in the anime, even those scenes side by side, they don't compare. They really don't compare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this was a Film Rescue Quickie for Ghost in the Shell. If you enjoyed these, please leave a comment down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out all of our other editing adventures with trailers, memes, and Film Rescue Show clips. If you'd like to check out our full show, you can check that out on any podcasting streaming services. I've been your Pitchmaster General, Seth.
And I've been Jesse.
Thank you for watching.